Hi everyone. Today I'm going to make some bread. Okay, so this bread is going to be what I call my sourdough parmesan loaf. It's very good, by the way. Okay, I have got water, 1 1/4 cup of water to be exact. I'll heat it up in the microwave just where it feels warm. Okay, next is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Oh, and by the way, I'm putting this in my bread maker pan because we're going to put it on the dough setting. This is actually a relatively easy loaf as far as parmesan goes. So yeah, so I mix it. Just put it on the dough setting and mix it in there. Sometimes I use my stand mixer. Just depends. The stand mixer is actually a little quicker, but the dough setting on the bread maker, it makes it turn out really nice, actually. Okay, that was also 2 tablespoons of honey, and this is 1/2 cup of my sourdough starter, which is over 6 years old now. This is what makes it so yummy. Put that in there. I put all the liquidy ingredients in first. Get it all. Okay. Okay, next we're going to put 5 ounces of hand shredded hard aged Parmesan cheese. This gives it a really wonderful flavor. Very rich, very rich. Okay, and I add about 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. You know, just this stuff here. There. Okay. Put that in. Then I add 3 1/4 cup bread flour and 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour. And and this has 2 teaspoons of sea salt mixed into it. That goes in. And all kind of evened out. Okay. Then I have tiny bit of yeast. It's actually a very small amount because I want it to take a long time to rise. So this is 1/2 teaspoon of active dry yeast and 1/2 teaspoon of instant dry yeast. And that goes on the very top in a little hole that I make. Okay, and everything goes in to the bread machine. Over here. And that's already plugged in. Okay, great. So now we're going to put it on dough setting. Okay, so that'll start mixing, and then we will be back and show you what the dough looks like. Okay, well, while that's mixing, I like to get my other stuff out. Wiping down the table a little bit so that my baking mat will stick to it. And then after we're done, it just dries off. So I got that down. This is to shape my dough. And I got my baton for part of the proofing. And I got my favorite glass bowl that we're going to put the dough on after it comes out. Okay, well the dough is done mixing. Looks really nice. Now what we're going to do is put enough olive oil in the bowl just to coat it. You don't want it where it's, dripping and kind of running around in there. That's too much. Okay, that should do it. I keep this here because when we're doing our stretch and folds, sometimes I find it easier if I get a little olive oil on my fingers. So we're going to get this out. And again, you can mix the dough in something like this in your bread machine, which makes it super easy. Yeah, or you can mix it by hand. You can mix it in a stand mixer. Yeah, if you're feeling extra rambunctious, you could mix the whole thing by hand. That's cool too, because it's just dough. So anyway, we are going to let this rest for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to come back and start on the stretch and folds. Okay, well, it's been about 20 minutes, and the dough has just been sitting here getting happy, resting. You see that I covered it with plastic wrap because it's just a little bit cool in the house because we have the air conditioner on. I think it's about 75. But as you can see, if you can see, the plastic is a little bit steamed up, so it's creating its own warmth, and that's a good thing. That means everything's just in there working together. The sourdough is creating all the yumminess, and the little bit of yeast that I put in is working together with the sourdough. And so now we're going to do a set of stretch and folds. So basically what that means, in case you don't know, is you just pull the dough, fold it over, and keep doing this. And what this does is this strengthens the gluten. And when you do that, when you strengthen the gluten, you get a really nice rise. It just makes for a really nice crust with the bread. Keep doing this just a few more times. Keep turning it. Go. There we go. Okay, one more time. Get this side over here up. Yeah, it's nice and warm. Very nice and warm. Oh, my timer. Timer for something else I got going. Okay, we're going to cover this back up and wait 30 minutes and do that again. And then it's going to be going in this bowl to get happy again and to proof. All right, see you in 20 minutes. All right, we're back. It's been about 25 minutes or so, and the dough's nice and warm. It feels very nice. So we're going to do one more set of stretch and folds for this, and then it's going in this banneton to start proofing. Yeah, feels really nice. After you do this for a while, you just kind of get the feel of things. You can tell by the way the dough feels, the temperature of the dough, the smell of the dough. Most of the time I can tell when my bread is done baking by how it smells. How it smells in the house. It always makes the house smell so good. Okay, one more over here. Get this tucked in. Okay. So sometimes if it's you know, like this, I'll just kind of pinch it together so it stays together. So, okay, so before this goes into this, I'm going to put some corn flour in here. I just have a little sifter. This isn't even meant for sifting flour, I don't think. It's a strainer, I guess. I've had it forever. But that's what works. It gets nice and even in there. Don't need a whole lot. Okay. So now this is going into this. This is a banneton. These are wonderful for proofing bread. So now I'm going to use this bowl that the dough was in and cover it up. Now there's not much left to do for quite a while. This is going to proof or rise, whichever one you want to call it. It honestly depends on the temperature of your house. It could rise for 2 hours and be ready to go in the oven. It could be 4 hours. It could be 6 hours. Usually with mine, it's 2 to 3 at the temperature I'm at right now. Winter, it always takes longer. Oh, Maximus wants in. Anyways, we're going to let this get happy and we will be back. Alrighty. Well, it's been about 2.5 hours and this is proofing nicely. It has just about doubled in size and beautiful, beautiful texture. And now what we're going to do is get it out of here and just kind of briefly shape it. Doesn't need too much because it pretty much holds its shape really well in the banneton. I like to just kind of roll it around a little bit and scoot it so everything comes together on the bottom and it holds its shape. Now it's going to be going in this Dutch oven. This Dutch oven here to bake. Dutch ovens are really nice to bake bread in. Really nice to bake bread in. It turns out beautiful. But they are notorious for bread burning on the bottom. So I take some steps to try to prevent that. So I've got all these different layers of parchment paper that I put in here. And I kind of just kept adding one layer at a time until it got to the right point where it was nice and brown on the bottom, but it wasn't burnt. So, you know, that's going to differ a little bit for everybody. So what I'm going to do is sprinkle a little bit more rice flour on top, because basically this is just aesthetics. It makes it look really pretty after it's all baked. And just kind of smooth it out. And then we're going to score it. Do my little design that I like to do. I actually started baking this loaf quite a few years ago. It was a recipe that I made up. It was kind of based on different recipes, and also because I live in the mountains, I had to adjust temperatures and, oh my gosh, the flour amount and the water amount, pretty much everything to compensate for the high elevation that I'm at. So this recipe took me quite a while to perfect, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I started taking it to church just to give my friends, and they were eating it and they liked it a lot, and they suggested that I start selling it, and they wanted to start buying it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you actually want to buy my bread? This is very cool. So anyway, that's the story behind this sourdough parmesan loaf. So now I did like a little flower decoration. It's hard to show you yet. I'll show you. Now I'm going to score it right kind of down the middle. And this will give it room to expand. So we'll put this on this paper. Oh, it ripped. That's I got lots more parchment paper underneath it, so I'm gonna give it one final little shake. You can see it's pretty. Got my oven preheated to 405 degrees, and I'm gonna put a lid on this. And I've also got another pot. It's like a corning board pot, shallow pot that goes underneath this to also help to keep it from getting too done on the bottom. Okay, so it's going in the oven now, and we'll show you what it looks like afterwards, okay? Okay, 50 minutes has passed on my end, so it's time to see the bread. Let's hope for the best. Alrighty. Okay, drum roll. Oh, that turned out pretty. Very pretty. Nice. Okay. I'm going to put this back in for about 3 minutes and let it get just a little bit more browned. Okay, so here it is, all done. Beautiful. I think it's gonna be so good, but I've got to wait. We're probably gonna wait till tomorrow morning to cut into it. Oh, it smells so good, so good. Okay, well, anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm so happy that this turned out so nice, and I'm gonna have more baking videos and more cooking videos and all sorts of stuff. So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.